It's a well-known fact that the student athletes that represent the University of Northern Iowa have talent. We hear about their academic success in the classroom, and we get to celebrate their athletic accomplishments on game day. But last week, the UNI student athletes competed in the second annual Panther Talent Show as each sports team put together a 5 to 7 minute routine and performed in front of all the UNI student athletes. Here are some of the highlights from this year's Panther Talent Show.
You know, all year there's all this pressure to do this, pressure academically, pressure competitively, pressure at practice. Tonight's the night where everybody gets to see everybody else with their guard down, have a little bit of fun, at each other's expense, but enjoy each other, maybe kind of see some of the talent that everybody around us has, that just because we don't see it competitively, sometimes we forget they've got it.
The second annual talent show had it all. Dancing, acting, gymnastics, singing, guitar strumming, and yes, even a tribute to the hit movies Despicable Me, Grease, and Revenge of the Nerds. The 2-hour event showcased the many talents of the UNI student athletes.
I am surprised every day by what the student athletes here can do. Tonight, as was the case last year when we did this, sometimes you don't realize the fine arts talent that people have, and sometimes you don't realize the ability to dance and to move. We forget, because they're good athletes, the immense set of skills that all of our student athletes have.
New UNI President Bill Root and his wife Judy were among some of the spectators who were on hand to watch the student athletes and coaches perform.
The president's wife hit me on the third group. She said, "This is one of the neatest things I've ever seen." And you know, it's the same for them. They don't get a chance, the president doesn't get a chance to see most of these student athletes in the non-competitive environment. So this is a chance maybe for them to see them with their guard down and get to know them a little bit more personally. And you know, it builds a better relationship between everybody on campus when people see that they're students. They're 18, they're 19, they're 20 years old. They're students just like everybody else walking the campus.
The talent show is put on by SAAC, Student Athlete Advisory Committee. The goal of the event was to encourage the student athletes to build stronger relationships with each other and support their fellow Panthers this year.
Well, you know, it's easy to get tied down to just knowing the people that you're on the bus with traveling, the people you're in the weight room with, the people you're in the locker room with. And one of the great things about being in an athletic department is there's 400 just like you. 400 people that are excellent at a sporting event, and you get a chance to know them a little bit better. And this is one of those nights where you get a chance to know everybody a little bit personally, that when they don't have a uniform on, a helmet on, or sitting out on the basketball floor shooting baskets, you get a chance to know them and understand them, and something to talk about tomorrow when you see them in the hallway.
One of the highlights from the talent show were the UNI coaches who went all out for this fun event.
At first we had to force the coaches to be a part of it, but I think the coaches enjoyed just as much as everybody else. And you know, the coaches are always looked at as the boss, and the boss doesn't do some of those things, but I think the players, the students, and student athletes enjoy forcing their coaches into the game and maybe trying to embarrass their coaches by what they come up with for a plan.
The night was a huge success, and SAAC members are already brainstorming ideas on how to improve the event for next year. We were just glad we had the camera rolling to capture all the fun.
I think this has become a new tradition. You know, we had 2 years of Olympics, and we had a couple injuries in the Olympics. You know, when student athletes participate, when coaches participate, they participate at a pretty high level. So now that we're into more of a talent show, I think it's a great way to start the year. Everybody's got a couple weeks of competition under their belt. Maybe let the heat break and get back and enjoy things.